So, heat to the brakes and tyres, buddy.
Copy.
Clear ahead. Let's go. Okay, nice and cool on your way in, please. Nice and cool.
Copy.
The drivers are getting ready here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, preparing for 50 flat-out laps under the lights.
Jeddah street circuit certainly makes the high speeds of F1 racing a thrilling affair. But even a world champion can be caught out in between the narrow walls, just as Max Verstappen found out in 2021.
Jeddah Corniche circuit is hot and high-powered, demanding speed for the straights and a high grip level through corners that are tight to the barriers. Starting tyre choices will be crucial here, with teams ever mindful of opportunities that a safety car could give. The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprise in that. It's race day. The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. And it's always an entertaining race when Yuki Tsunoda is involved.
It's a P2 start for them, an excellent opportunity, and no doubt they'll be looking to grab it with both hands.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? We're now moments away from this, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Try to put pressure on him. And use energy. Copy. Less lift off. Yeah.
Your gear pressures are 5.
No the ice. No the ice.
Perfect.
Good job. MP11 for now. .5. It's time to go hunting. I leave it to you.
It was the Williams driver we see there. And oh, there's contact with the barrier. And that won't do the car any good at all. And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle. But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Is the car okay? I'm getting like weird vibrations starting my laps.
But the car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
Okay, the pit window is open.
Okay.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault. And yep, it's the Haas that's affected there.
Copy.
Can use K1.
Copy that.
Entire phase update when you can.
Lot of vibration, lots of vibration.
Copy. Virtual safety car. Stay positive.
Copy.
You can slow down.
Let's have a look at that. It was the Williams driver we see there. Oh, and the car with a nasty crash into the barrier. I imagine their confidence will have taken a knock.
There is a crash.
You're right though.
He is okay. Watch out for debris. Handing now.
Yeah.
You can push a bit more. Can use K1.
Yeah, copy.
No DRS. No DRS for it. We can use K1.
Also, thanks for the factory, people.
Copy.
And save fuel. Taking it back. To finish P4.
Mega. Thanks, guys.
Good job. I remind you P1 and P0.
And what a moment for Yuki Tsunoda, who gets to celebrate a fantastic drive.
It was a truly excellent win, with everything working together for the team and driver.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. And up steps Yuki Tsunoda, the Japanese driver making himself very much at home on the podium.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And finally now, the drivers can relax after an eventful weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So then, Karun, how do you think the Sauber team will be feeling after that?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
OK then, and a big thank you to everyone for joining us this weekend here in Jeddah.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember.
Sauber are currently at the top of the constructors' standings. And with round 19 kicking off, teams can almost see the finish line of the season.
Our weekend action starts here.
Keep temperature in the tires. You alright, Jay?
It is fine.
Okay, cool. Is you all okay? Copy it. Update your tire phase when you can. Update your tire phase. Okay, understood. Sorry.
Yo, yo, yo. Oi, I'm always listening, you know this. Have I hit? Well, no, I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy for him. Only that you found an older man and that you're very happy. Yeah, I was gonna say, Stu said that you chose him specifically because he reminds you of Stu. Well, I'm just going off what I'm told, man. The first one in with the information wins the prizes. So I'll take his word for it. Oh, yeah, no, jokes aside, matey, Stu mentioned that well, he didn't, to be fair, Stu's quite good with stuff like that. He doesn't spill anything that, like, you know, is for you to spill, so. But yeah, no, we were talking the other night, because, like, you, obviously, well, I don't know, but Stu tells me, obviously, you've not been on for a little while, and I've kind of been the same myself, like, so that's why I've not really, well, I'm actually doing a master's degree, if you pardon the pun. But yeah, so the last sort of 3-4 weeks has been nuts, because obviously I had that meeting, and then from there it's just kind of gone pretty, like, things have had to move quite quickly. They offered me £2, and I said, "Can you do 5?" And they're like, "Hell, we can do 10." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God, I'll take £10." And then I left. Yeah, Stu told me that as well. But yeah, so it was pretty nuts, and then weirdly, it's still kind of being negotiated away from me with the solicitors, because my solicitor, I was told the solicitors would get involved to basically just kind of like sign the agreement and get it done. But then I was telling the solicitor a bit about the information and that, and he was like, "Well, if you're getting 10,000, or I think it's 10,800 compensation, and that's going to include a personal injury claim that you had against them for the doors and for the assault." He's like, "Surely that doesn't add up," he said, so he said, "What I'm going to do," he said, "I'm either going to get the agreement amended so that you can claim for those things separately, or you can they can move on the price and increase the price that they're paying out to reflect the two incidents. So I was like, oh, okay. So because I felt initially after the meeting, I felt a bit like I felt slightly put out because they were like my union rep was there, like, well, the regional officer, like he's like the union like boss for the region, for like the passenger northwest region, and he was like, oh, you know, you should take this, it's a good offer. And I'm thinking, are you saying this because of the stuff that's been going on with the union? Like, are you saying that for your like ease, or are you saying that because it's, do you know what I mean? Like, so I was kind of a bit like, Well, and that, so that, and I said this to my full-time officer the day before the meeting. I was like, I'm really annoyed that I haven't been able to get a definitive answer on the legal advice from Unite, because if I had that, I would have gone into that meeting. I wouldn't say, like, they wouldn't, a solicitor wouldn't say this is worth £12,125 and 26 pence, but they would give a ballpark figure of like what it's worth and what you should, you know, like kind of what your options are. But because I didn't have that, I was kind of a bit like, you know, it was like Stu said there, like a bit of a kind of a shot in the dark, like not knowing what to kind of expect and what was a good offer and whether I was, you know, being shortchanged or not, sort of thing. So, but the solicitor was like, yeah, we'll change a few things, and then he sent, so my solicitor sent some like edits back to, like, he threw it back to Arriva and was like, look, these aspects of the agreement need changing, like, you know, blah blah blah. And then when he spoke to me the other week, he was like, they've sent that back. They've sent the edited. They've sent so they've received that edited agreement from the solicitor and from me. And then when they've sent it back, the only thing that they changed was the price in which they're paying the solicitors. They didn't change anything else. So I was like, all right, they're going to be hard-nosed about this and be like, no, you can fuck off. But then when my solicitor chased it up again on Wednesday, he got a response, and they've asked for some more information about some of the other bits. So I'm hoping that, you know, it's positive. And then I had a job interview on Monday at Stagecoach, which is like I suppose like a competitor with, you know, Arriva in the area. So I start there next Monday, but I don't get paid for, they work 2 weeks in arrears, so I don't get my first paycheck till like whatever it is, the 17th of April or whatever it is, which is a bit of a ball ache. And obviously I don't get, I haven't had, obviously, because that agreement's not been signed yet, there's no, you know, I haven't got that ride into the sunset money sort of thing from Arriva either. So, so it's just been like in between, like when I last spoke to you, I think it was obviously having that meeting, and then after that, it's just been like, right, need to like look for another job, need to try and like sort of work out options, need to sort of, you know, and obviously various appointments for Jensen in the meantime as well and stuff like that. So it's just been a busy time. Yeah, he had we had an appointment a couple of weeks ago. So he's had issues like with constipation and stuff since he was a baby, really. And because he had it during COVID, it was, I don't know what it was like over in the States, but over here it was just like, here's the medication, like off you go. Like there was no like investigation kind of done into it. It was just kind of like, here's the medication to ease it. And I was like, well, he's still on and off constipated. And I think I mentioned to you before, like this, I mean, we believe that, me and Philip are of the view that his mum's not giving him his medication because she's very much of the view of, well, I don't believe it's medical, I believe it's behavioural and stuff like that. So there's all that into play. And then, so we had his appointment the other week, and the doctor, so Hannah Jensen's mum was there, my ex-partner was there. And luckily my mum was there as well, because I was like, you know, if me and Hannah need to talk to the doctor about anything, like I don't want Jensen to be within earshot. And yeah, she said to the doctor, she's like, "Oh, I'm concerned about his weight," and mentioned I think she said something like to the doc. This is to the doctor. Yeah, Jensen's got a bit of a beer belly, and I was thinking, why would you say that about your own son? Like, that's just nuts. Yeah, yeah. And she was like, I could tell she was horrified. Like she was kind of like, yeah, his weight has gone up slightly, but yeah, that's to be expected, obviously, because it's been like winter and kids tend to put on more weight like over winter because obviously they're not allowed, they're not really able to go outside and exercise and stuff. But she was like, so obviously we will do a referral to a dietitian, like just to, for your ease. But she was like, I don't want to hear any comments that could potentially cause any problems like with eating disorders and stuff like that. She was like, I'm not having that on my watch. And I was like, fucking hell. And then she was arguing with the doctor, like Hannah was arguing with the doctor, being like, oh, I think it's behavioural. I try this, and she's like, no, he needs his Movicol because like that's the medication he needs to ease the the pain. It's all about making him comfortable. And she was like, no, but we've had this for ages, and we've been pursuing the medical answers for ages. And I was like, well, but that's more reason to carry on until you get the answers, not to just throw in the towel. So, and Jensen was there for that part of the conversation, not there about the beer belly bit. Unfortunately, my mum had took him out by that point, but yeah, it was just nuts. So he had to go for blood tests as part of this like medical investigation the other week, and they wanted to do a full blood workup. So it was like 4 vials worth of blood, testing for loads of different things, and they couldn't get blood out easily last time. So they're like, oh, you'll have to come back. So we went back today. His appointment was at 11 o'clock. He had a school play in the morning, which Philippa went to, and then I went to the afternoon one because they had it twice, morning and afternoon. And we didn't get seen till 12 o'clock. So I said to Stu last night, I was like, oh, I'll be round after Jensen's appointment because I'll have a bit of time from when I get back to when I have to go to his play. But we waited an hour in the hospital before we got seen, and it was just for a blood appointment. And it was like, again, they couldn't draw blood again, and he drank loads of juice and water and everything, like plenty over the last couple of days, and he just couldn't get any blood. So then he had to do the finger one, and he was traumatized. He was traumatized last time because they kept pricking and prodding him, and he felt faint and dizzy and said he couldn't see properly and stuff last time. So he was a bit traumatized anyway about going, but yeah, so I got back today. I obviously dropped him off back at school. Came back, had some lunch, and then I had to go back to school for his play. And then I found out today that he's won an award in the end of term assembly tomorrow morning. So I was like, oh shit, I'm dropping my car off at the garage tomorrow to get some paint work done in Liverpool, which is like 15, 20 miles away from me. So I'd have to I would miss it. So after his play today, I dropped my car off in Liverpool, and then got the train back, to avoid having to go in the morning, so I can go to his assembly. So it's been a crazy, crazy day, crazy day.
How does it feel, mate?
Not getting bad.
Okay, copy, mate.
Who was this? And also, Stu, I'm not your father, so I can say what I like. How have you been anyway, Leo? What's the crack? What's the score with you? What's been happening? Mm. Yeah. What? Sorry, I was just going to ask because I don't know if there's been any move on this, but when are you due to move soon? Or when are you supposed to be? Oh well. So it keep moving the goalposts. Yeah. I was going to say. Uh, I was going to say how does that affect things? Yeah, like. Mm. What?